Is your room the most important thing in your studio? Honestly, yes. The room is so important. Like, you could have all the best gear in the world in a rubbish room. It will sound rubbish. This is the thing. The the speakers in that room, arguably the speakers are maybe, let's say, second. So you got the room, the speakers, the converters, everything in the whole listening process. What you got to remember in this situation is, when we talk about what's the most important thing, um, disregard all the gear that's around me, right? Having those speakers with in this room, um, optimized with a Trinnov, what I hear is so kind of perfect to me, that what I hear is perfect. This is the thing. So I I can make the right adjustments to a track or a master or mixing. I can make the adjustments because I'm hearing everything perfectly. Now, a, a, a kind of when I have this conversation with people, something I put to them is, well, imagine being in this room, for instance. We're in this room, we're mixing in this room, and then we all stick cotton wool buds in our ear, block our ears a little bit, so we can't hear as good. That's what it's like. And now look at the decisions you're making. You're making very, because you're not hearing things correctly. You're now making these kind of inaccurate decisions on how to process the kick drum, because these cotton wool buds are in your ears. You're compensating for things you don't have to be compensating from. And then when you pull out the cotton wool buds, it's like, well, okay, now I can hear it properly. I shouldn't have been doing that. And ultimately, that's the most important thing, is if you can hear in high definition perfectly, then you can make all the decisions. It doesn't matter whether you're using analog gear or whether you're using plugins. If you can hear correctly, you'll make all the right decisions. It's like having, it's like, I guess it's like, if you were to be hard of hearing, have listening to speakers that are just like very cheap speakers. And I've done masters on cheap speakers, and it's really difficult. And then you go on to really nice speakers and in a really nice room, and it's really easy to master a track because you're hearing everything as you should be hearing it. And that's why I say that your room, your speakers, all that chain, going from your D to A conversion into your speakers, into the room, and ultimately get into your ear. That's the most important aspect of your studio, of your room, because you can have all the best gear in the world. If you can't hear it properly, it's rubbish. So if you're working in a poor room, like, instead of buying the next big EQ, spending 5 grand on an EQ, spend 5 grand on your room, and you'll thank me later, because the most important thing is your room. And if you can hear everything perfectly, you can make all the right decisions. It's so important. It really is. So the most important, the 100%, the most important aspect of your studio is how you hear your music. Perfect room, perfect speakers, perfect converters. That whole chain, if that's perfect coming to you, you're onto a winner, regardless of what gear you have, or if you're using plugins or hardware, whatever you're using. If you can hear correctly, you can make all the right decisions. Trust me.